Hello, everyone. I hope all is well. My name is Danny Ross, and I'm going to be your host tonight for the AI app in 1 hour. It should be a lot of fun. I see some names that are very familiar and some new names. If this is the first time you have joined us for one of our AI sessions, please drop a one in the chat. If you want to share where you're from, that's fine as well. I just dropped in the chat a few links that speak to key things like how to sign up for one of our platforms, how to get on my calendar, my email address. I'll also include some other links as we go along. All right. If you are new and you have a business domain or URL, please go ahead and drop it in the chat. We have some fun magic tricks that we like to do with domain names. If you already have an established website, just drop it into the chat and I'll show you what I mean as we go through here. It should be fun. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and get started. By way of introduction, I've been in this space for more than 30 years. I've seen the whole growth of the industry from having nothing on computers smaller than a mainframe that you had to have in a cool down center to what we show on our wrist these days. It's amazing how the technology has changed over the years. Tonight, I'm going to share with you formulas and methodologies to get business done, whether it's your own business or if you're working for someone else. Questions that everyone should at least have the core basics of is what is AI? This is where we're talking about in ancient times. It started as machine learning when AI began to see patterns and produce reports, to supervised machine learning where we were guiding it along the way, to full-blown generative AI like ChatGPT and other large language models that we have today. We've seen a really interesting evolution. The key to modern generative AI is that you want to be able to communicate with it effectively. That means that you need to learn just some fundamental tools that'll let you speak to any AI, doesn't matter which one, and so that you can get the best results out of it. We've spoken about ChatGPT, Gamma, Perplexity, Claude, doesn't matter. They're all generative pre-trained transformers, large language models, and they're all very friendly and easy to use and get some pretty amazing results. Then there's specialized AI like Midjourney and Leonardo for creating text to images, HeyGen and video for creating AI video, Sora. Then you have Suno, AI music for creating music with AI. And then I'll show you today some personalized AI tools like BuildBiz.ai, a no-code AI development platform, and then we'll kind of walk through some of the AI agents and things like that. As I go along, if you have questions, please go ahead and feel free to drop them in the chat. A question I get all the time is, what is the difference between a chat bot and an agent? It really just comes down to generative AI, where you create a content and things that you want to build, where you can have that kind of conversation. AI agents are the ones that actually can execute on those tasks. GPTs respond to your inputs. It gives you back a certain output, whether it's a photo, a music file, or answers to your questions. Agents are somewhat autonomous in the sense you give them a direction and they go off and start building. They're great because once they start, they can self-correct if they need to. They can build on their own, and so that's the key difference. One of the first AI agents that I want to play with is App Server, and I'll show you that in just a second. Let me see if we have any questions in the chat. Hey, welcome Fred, welcome to our family. I see you've got a URL here. Let me see if I can grab it. We can use that as part of the magic show as we go along here. All right, let me grab, first I'm gonna actually take you to ChatGPT and we're going to, let me grab a prompt here. I can do these from scratch in my sleep practically, but it speeds things up sometimes to use a tool that we already have access to. In this case, I wanted to show you that you can drop this into any AI tool. Let me drag over one of the OG, if you will, of AI tools, friend ChatGPT, and I'll just tell it to go ahead and crank up a new chat. Let me shut this down for a second. I'm going to drop in a prompt, and then I'm going to replace that URL that is in this sample prompt with Fred's URL. We'll drop this in here. Oh, actually, that's your email address. Oops, yep. I just realized that you put it in and you did update yourself. Let's do this. There we go. All right, perfect. Now we're asking the AI, you are a digital marketing expert specializing in website analysis, SEO, and AO for the purposes of improving engagement and conversions. Review this URL. Give me a comprehensive review, suggested improvements. Ultimately, I want to improve functionality, increase conversions, and grow revenue by delivering effective digital marketing. This is just a prompt that is going to ask the AI to take a look at this website and give us feedback. And while that is running, I'm going to explain what I just did. I'm going to show you the context of this AI prompt, okay? That's going to start off and then we'll come back to the second part of it. Let me move this out of the way. We'll come back to App Server and I could show you that too. I might as well show it to you because I did promise. App Server is a white label of a tool called Famous.ai. You might have seen some ads for it. It's basically vibe coding, agentic coding. We talked about agents. This tool is my version of that tool. And if you get into our ecosystem, we have a lot of white label tools, which basically means you can take an original tool and make it your own. It's basically what AI does. And so in this case, I am using this tool to create, oh, yeah, okay, let's see. All righty, Fred's giving us another one. Okay, give us a second. Let's go back and fix that. We can do that easily enough. It's funny because I think it actually, nope, it did not. Okay, let's go ahead and run it again. No problem. Let me go back up here, replace this here, and then click send. What I'm doing is replacing the URL one more time. All right. Let's just click on it. Let's see what I got. This is yours, right, Fred? Did I find the right one here? Yeah, okay, good. All right. So let's just start a new prompt. We have it now. Let me go ahead and grab the prompt and I will start a brand new chat. This way we'll clean out whatever we just started on. No worries. Easy to fix. All right, let me grab the prompt again. Got it in there. Now let's go ahead and grab the last one and drop that in there so it knows. Okay. There we go. And this is really good. Take your time. Please start over and give me a prompt. One of the funny things that we joke on the team all the time when we say please and things like that, it's so that when AI takes over the universe, they might think kindly on us and keep us as pets or something. It's kind of like an AI humor. All right, it's kind of walked through pretty quickly because we've teased it a few times. It didn't take long to do this. Here's a rundown of what I found. Clear primary goal and statement, simple navigation, contents, elements in place, local presence, and contact number. All good stuff. Funny thing about AI is it always wants to please and be friendly with you. To get it to give you harsh criticisms, you actually have to tell it to do that. So weak visual and design polish, images feel generic. Conversion paths, your call to actions could be optimized better. It says SEO, it's got some things with SEO. It has some, it's only looking at the homepage. Trust and credibility signals are thin. This is you still creating your authority. It's got some UX issues. Analytics is talking about answer engine optimization, or I like to say AI engine optimization. When we use Google as a search engine, we're using primarily in the past SEO, search engine optimization. Now, with AI and all of these wonderful LLMs, we're starting to use AI engine optimization. When I search for things now, I only use either voice on my phone or I use ChatGPT to look for things because you get a precise answer instead of just a bunch of links. The advantage is if you use this and you want to get your website found by people looking for your type of business or service, you want to make sure your site is as well as SEO optimized. Going through and giving us all of the different things, performance, and then it gives you suggested improvements, which is great because that kind of helps us out a lot. We do want to get those suggested improvements. Now that we've gotten this, we can actually put in another prompt. Let me grab another one. Da, 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 da. And I'm going to have it build this out for me in App Server because this is the point of this exercise. As I said, it's a fun magic trick. Super base, non-technical. Okay, so good. I'll put this in here and I'll edit it from here. So let's do this. All right, so I'm going to teach you how to do this step by step while it's building. Please write a detailed full description. Okay, so now I should tell it what I want it to do first. This tool is the voice in tool. I dropped the link for it earlier. Hopefully everybody saw that link. It allows me to drop in and dictate this one here called voice in. And I'm going to do some quick additions to this prompt, make it a little stronger. You are a world-class prompt engineer specializing in vibe coding tools like App Server.ai. All right, leading that prompt up. I'm telling it what I want it to do, who it is, setting the context, and then I'm going to tell it what I want it to do. I'm going to have it write up the thing, and then I'm going to tell it what colors I want. I'm going to have it build me a quick website based on the analysis that we just did and how we're going to improve upon it. This is Harvest Homes, and you're using blue, white, red, and black effectively. So let's go ahead and tell it we want to use those same colors. And you can get the hex codes if you know them. I have tools that can grab them. Here are the colors for branding, and then I'm going to tell it what I want to use. Let me give you these two prompts. I'm going to give you one in the chat. So you can do this, and everybody who owns a business should do this and just run it. So they can see, you can take a look at your existing website and how you may want to make it better. All right, so that's the first one, and then here's the second one. I'm going to give you this prompt as well. So again, we're going to put in the colors. Blue, white, red accents. Kind of like the American flag. Do blue backgrounds, black, white, and then perhaps with red accents. That's what I saw on the website. All righty, we'll go ahead and kick that off, and it's going to create a fully non-technical English only that a fifth grader or a grandmother can understand. You ever seen that show, Who's Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? It's a good prompt. Anyway, that's going to kick off. While it's doing that and generating the coding, let me continue with describing how and what we're going for here. At 1000X, we believe in a concept called AI super self. And what that means is you take yourself, your knowledge, your experiences, mix it with the 1000X playbook and training that we're giving with AI. That's how you create your AI super self. The goal is to put all this together to become irreplaceable. Whether you're working for some other company, in my previous life, I was nicknamed Danny Digital because I love using technology to solve problems, or you can use it for your own business like I do today. So I'm going to teach you what we call the create method. Came out in 2022, 23. And it really hasn't changed since then. It is what people call power prompts or super prompts. And it's just a way to communicate effectively with AI. The first thing you're going to do is set the context. You tell the AI who you want to invite to the conversation. It can be you are a world-class Amazon best-selling author. You are a electrical engineer. You are a nutritionist specializing in the keto diet. you are a financial planner for a Fortune 100 company, whoever you need to have that conversation with, you invite them through the context. It could be a famous person. You can invite Warren Buffett to help you with understanding the stock market. You can have a two-way conversation with Steve Jobs about your new technical endeavor. Those are the types of things where you're setting the context. The next thing you want to do is tell it with as much detail as possible what you want. I want 5 emails for my sales marketing that I'm going to be launching my new product. I want you to help me build out my new website. I want a script for a video that I'm going to be putting together. I want you to help me put together an agreement between party A and party B in the state of Georgia regarding certain things. You can lay out exactly what you're looking for and then add even more details. You can say, I want it to be detailed. I want it to be a summary of everything. I want it to compare and contrast between these 3 things. I want you to critique this new book I've just written and be mean about it. Tell me the truth. You can tell it all of these different things as far as setting what you are looking for and expecting. The next thing is setting the audience, telling it who is this content that you're asking it for is the audience. The idea is if it's business people, is it women, men, children? You're writing a children's book. You're speaking to entrepreneurs like I am tonight. Most of you are in business or want to be in business. You can be speaking with freelancers and describing a certain project. You want to target that group or person. The tone is I want it to be persuasive. It's going to be sales. I want it to be serious. I'm doing and professional. I'm doing my thesis. I want it to be inspirational. I just wrote a book. I want it to bring people forward. You can set that tone. It's very important. You can also set the tone by famous people. For example, humor. I want it to be in the tone of Kevin Hart or some other comedian that you like. Then it would try to be humorous in his or her style. That's what the tone is. And then the next thing is I want to expand upon or I want to iterate, ideate. AI is truly fantastic in going around and understanding how to do these types of things. All right, so now that we've gotten this prompt started, if I was to build a prompt, I could say something like, you want to invite a world-class Amazon best-selling author to help me write an outline for a book summarizing for business owners how to make money using BuildBiz.ai. And this is what the prompt might look like. You are a New York Times best-selling author, so you set the context. Write a chapter-by-chapter book, outline for a book, summarizing the 5 steps business owners can take to learn using BuildBiz.ai so they can increase sales and grow revenue in record time. Write this in an inspirational tone. You kind of see the flow of how you can make that sentence happen. Let's go back and see where we are. It has created for us this wonderful little prompt here. Now I'm going to take this prompt and I'll drop it into App Server so that we can see where we go. The idea is this is really the super short version of how we would do this. We would actually spend quite a bit more time building out the details of this website before we build it, but we only have an hour, so we're just going to crank this sucker up and let it run. We've got the basics of what I needed to go build. If I went over to App Server and if I had a user, I could log them in, and in this case, I do have some sample code that you can drop in here. Here's a volunteer coordinator one. Here's a time tracker, create a time tracker app. When you go to App Server, you can test out if you want to. I don't recommend it. You can if you want to just play with it. You only get 2 free messages a day. I wouldn't necessarily use that. But my point being that you can test things if you don't have an idea. If I was you, I would think about what app I want to build and just write it in English. You see my prompt and the process I use to create it. Do that same thing for yourself. It could be any app. I wanted to show you this because this is an example from a customer. One of the reasons why I have my own white label is I also When I give this to my customers, I give them templates that they can just clone. For example, here's a website. This is one of I think we did this example 2 weeks ago. We built this page in a couple of minutes. The idea behind this is you can take this page and then you can start prompting here on the left with your own account and build from this. You could say change the name to this, or I can go into live edit here and type the new sentence that I want. Either way, I can prompt it or edit it manually. But my point is, I can now take this and make it into anything I want. I could build in functionality. I can add a calendar. I can add anything that's available via what we call a public API. If I want to add Google Maps in here, if I want to add payment gateways in here, I can build any app. It's really fun and really fantastic. All right, let me do this. Let me go ahead and bring in my account. Let me bring in the admin version of this just so that we can kind of build a little bit more. Let me move this over a little bit. I want to get this out the way, and let me build in. So I'm going to bring in mine because I don't want to, of course, use a customer's version. I'm going to bring in my own. All right, cool. Let's do this. And as I said, this is built on Famous, but I'm going to use my account, so we're not adding anything on the customer's account. Hopefully that made sense to you. All right, so let's go ahead and keep building here. Just give me 1 second. I'll make this a little bigger. There we go. That's what we're trying to do. Oh, loady loady. Too much fun. All right. So now we have that large prompt. We're going to drop it in here. If you have a logo, for example, you can add the logo and tell it to use that logo as well. I just updated to Mac OS 26. It's got a few little tweaks that I'm still cleaning up. But I love technology, so I wanted to get the latest and greatest. And so far, it's been working. One of the things I love about Mac is you can upgrade without disaster. I remember when I was a Windows user, you'd never update the first day that they release something because you're just asking for disaster. Generally speaking, you can do that on a Mac with pretty high confidence level. All right, so Famous.ai, I've got that up and running. I'm logging in as myself so I can run this on my admin. And as an admin, I can create a white label where I change the colors and things like that for my users. Okay, so I have this here. I could add an image, like if I wanted to use a logo, I could bring in that logo. Let's see if I can find that here. Here's the logo. I can give it to the AI. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to grab this image here. Alrighty. We'll just grab it. Make sure my mouse is out. There we go. I have the logo. Just going to drag and drop it right in there, and I'll tell it to use the logo. All right. So we have everything here. Branding, look and feel, calming blue, accents, main text, and then I'll tell it to use the attached image as the logo. Think of it as hiring an entire development team and you're speaking directly to the chief technology officer explaining what you want him to build and him and his team to build. And then you give it that prompt, that's the instructions. You don't have to know anything about building websites and apps. You just tell it what you want and it goes off and does it, right? But it's telling you so he's giving a report back. I'm going to create a sleek business website. It's going to have a hero section and just show me what I'm going to get. Anyway, it's building that now. I'm going to show you around a little bit more. I've shown you the app server. By the way, everything you see here, the images, the videos, I'll play the video.
Imagine creating powerful AI-driven apps without writing a single line of code. Build and launch your first AI app in under an hour. Build it fast. No code, no drama. Turn your vision into reality effortlessly. Craft and launch your dream app before your coffee cools. No developers, no endless meetings, no excuses. AppServer.ai is your agentic AI CTO. It plans, codes, tests, and deploys full-stack apps from plain English prompts. Say what you want and watch it build. Front-end, back-end database deployment, all handled for you.
That's the idea, is right? You type it in and you build it. So you can see one platform, you can build web apps, mobile apps, crypto projects. And the idea of all of this is power. You get the power in your hand. You essentially, if you've seen any of the famous apps ads, it's hilarious. Those guys are very creative. And I work for the company, so I do find it funny when they build. Anyway, I showed you the App Server.ai. I'm going to show you BuildBiz.ai because BuildBiz is what I use to create all of the images, to create that video you just saw. So you can build out just about anything. Like if I grab this, copy this, I'm going to take that URL and I'm going to go over here to create AI videos. This is the tool that was used to create it. I'm going to drop that link in there. I can tell if I want it to be like a sales story, hyped up. I can change the voice.
Welcome to our AI-powered.
Very popular voice on the internet, but I'm going to use Sarah. I can upload my own music. By the way, in the platform, there's a music builder app. I can tell it I'm going to use ambient. I can pick colors that I want to use. In this case, a blue, perhaps. Yeah, that's a good one. I can decide how many slides. 6 slides is about 30 seconds. I can tell if I want portrait or landscape. And that's it. It's very easy. It will take everything it sees on that page. Let's go back and take a look if we got enough text. It only cares about text. How much text do we have? This is what the AI was saying, that there wasn't quite a bit to tell you why you would want to do business. But this is, again, I am building out a I'll show you that in a little bit. Let's see where we can find some things here. Maybe, let's see, our team. All right. So this is what it meant, because it said that there's going to be a blog. All right, so you guys are starting to work on the blog. We really don't have a lot to go on when it comes to building this video. We would need much more information about this team and their business before we could really have the AI do a great job. But I'm gonna let it run anyway, just to show you a demo of what it can do. It's gonna build what it can build, and it might make up the rest. That's the other thing with AI. You have to be really careful. When you can't provide enough information, it essentially will go ahead and just make stuff up. Anyway, let's take a look at what the AI came up with from a sales page point of view. Your shortcut to growth. This is like having a coaching assistant or playbook all in one place. This is really interesting. It thought I wanted a web vibe coding website and it started building it out. It does not know that you are a realtor. So let's go back and find out. Are you in Georgia? If you're in Georgia and you're part of the Empire Board, you'd be a realtist. For those on the call who don't know what I mean by a realtist, 85 years ago, certain cultures were not allowed to call themselves realtors, specifically blacks or African Americans. They created their own Empire Board of Realtists. That's how that name came about. Let's go back to the prompts. I would put this down as coding tools like App Server. Information about sex. Okay, so what I did incorrectly here, because it did go through the website, and it truly is looking at this as fascinating. It could not find enough content. Here you got your sell your home fast, team approach, home buyers. This is good. All right, so let's improve our prompt. That means our user error, me, Danny, created a prompt that did not properly convey to the AI what we wanted to build. You are a world-class prompt engineer specializing in vibe coding tools like AppServer.ai. Please write a detailed, full description. All right, so let's do this. That will give me, actually, I'm going to stop typing and just speak. Give me a comprehensive prompt about the website you reviewed for me. The business is a real estate company, period. Please review all the information and build me a SaaS based landing page for my real estate company. Real estate. And then I'm going to give it one more time my website page. Because remember, it had trouble finding the website page? All right. Here is my URL again. All right, so there we go. High converting landing page for a real estate company called Harvest Homes Real. Perfect. This is much better. This is what I meant by user error. I was not clear. Remember, I said you have to be very specific, very clear. And so now we're going to go build again. And hey, humans make mistakes. I will tell you, Lynette is one of our master certified AI trainers. She's also in the Georgia area. I flew home last night. We were doing live training classes for several new trainers. Again, Lynette, welcome to the family. We were training in Austin, Texas. I got home right around midnight, up early this morning for an appointment around 5 o'clock. I'm operating at about 4 hours of sleep. I had meetings all day, so I'm a little delirious. Apologies for having to do this prompt again. But wonderful thing about AI is it works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never gets tired. Sometimes it does get tired. Sometimes it'll start giving you really weird responses. And you're like, okay, I'm going to leave it alone, give you a chance to go get some coffee, and then come back and find me. So let's rebuild that prompt again. That last one did not work at all. I would totally ignore that one that I just did. I'd go build a completely new prompt. And like I said, this prompt is going to be built out in my white label, but for right now, I'm using the original Famous. And I invite you to sign up. There we go. That's going to run. I forgot to put the image in there. It's okay. It'll have the name that I just gave it, and I'll show you how to replace the name that it puts in there. All right, so Famous.ai is the original. I created a white label called App Server. As the admin, I can make a copy of it, and you can too, and create your own white label. And what's fun about this is I gave it my own branding. I add my own templates for my users. They can copy my templates I've put in there. They can build from what I've built, so they don't have to start from scratch, and the pricing is exactly the same. So that's why I give my own links. Hey, Danny, thanks. Let me also give you those links again. For people who just joined, I want you to use my links so that you get the templates. As I said, the pricing is exactly the same. All right, I showed you a little bit about Build Biz. I started building out this video for Fred, just as a sample. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Sell your home fast with Harvest Homes Realty LLC. We don't buy homes, we sell them. Have an expert negotiator and a collaborative team on your side to exceed expectations and secure your best price worry-free. Our one-stop shop makes it simple connecting you through your agent to top-notch mortgage and title partners with no guesswork. Tell us about your house and we'll analyze its value using current market data to position it for a swift, strong sale. Visit us at 26929 Plymouth Road, Redford, MI 48239 for seamless service, including selling before you buy and down payment assistance. Call 313-649-3999 now to get your home sold fast with Harvest Homes Realty LLC and find your dream home.
All right. So here's what I would do. There's a couple of things. From an editing point of view, I wouldn't create my script the way I just did. I wouldn't use a URL. I would actually do some prompting, have it analyze everything, and then create a script from what I just gave it. I'll show you what I mean. The first thing we do is take out things like LLC, totally irrelevant. Now, if you are an agent, you have to list your broker in most states. Things like that. You as the person needs to know what you're doing and make sure you stay on the right side of your state's laws. One of the things you want to do is make sure that you're representing your audience in your video. I don't know who your general target market is, but you would want to make sure that the images that are in here represent your target market. Things like call this phone number now to get your home sold fast. Again, this home sold fast is definitely probably a no-no in most states. All right. And definitely, like I said, no LLC. And if you only sell, as far as the style or type of broker or agent that you are, that's fine. But most do both buy and sell. It's just pulling it from your website, or at least it thinks it's pulling it from your website. You would correct those types of things. Absolutely, you would not have your address in there. That would have to go. And it would something like contact us, I would say. And you would just edit it. And when you edit it, that's what it'll say. Whatever you type in here is what the AI will say. You can also add videos if there's short videos of 20 megabytes size or less. You can add them as B-roll if you want to show homes that you've sold, things like that. Make the video a little more exciting. Those are the kinds of edits that I would do. Now, the other thing I would do, just to give you a little bit more, is I would say to the AI, do you want me to write out copy and social media posts? No. I want you to give me a 90-second VSL, comma, make it persuasive in the style of Gillian Perkins and Dan Kennedy, period. Make sure, however, that it stays within the real estate or realty rules and laws of my state. Period. Specifically, do not overpromise. That's the biggest thing you get in trouble for. I'll sell your house in 20 days. You just have to make sure you take all that stuff out. No over promises. You're not saying we guarantee what. It's just explaining its logic. Yes, good. Metro Detroit and the simple team right here. Very good. I like that. Now, what I would do is just tell one more thing. Do not give me any narration or directions. I want just the script that an AI could read in text to speech. All right, all it's going to do is take all of that stuff out and click below to get started. Perfect. I love that. There's a much better script. I would go back in, not use this. Actually, what did I just do? Let's go back in here. Advanced settings. Take all this out. I could drop that in there. This is the old one, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to create a new one. Instead of using website URL, I'll drop in a description, which is the text I just created. And I'll do the exact same thing I did before as far as the voice, or you can pick a different voice if you want to. Again, you can upload your own music, make your own music, and pick your own colors. Your website does use a little bit of red, but we're going to use blue for the main colors that you have. Those should be enough to get this puppy running here. All right, great. I'm going to let that run. While that's running, let's go see what we built. See, this is what I meant by promises, promises, promises. Sell your home fast, not too ridiculous. Find your dream home today. Sell, find, not too bad. But you see what I meant before where I forgot to upload the logo. They just called it Harvest Homes. We can easily fix that. We're your one-stop team for buying and selling homes in Metro Detroit. Friendly faces, expert advice in real estate. Get your free home value. You could create a lead magnet like an assessment or a quiz. Extremely powerful. start your home search. You could connect it into whatever properties that you have already, of course, if especially if you're part of a team. Your broker would have homes for sale for sellers and buyers. You would replace generic images with images from your team. So it's laid out a very typical, if boring, website. And I love this part here. So you could actually go in and pick out the areas that you have. What I really want to show you is that you're selling ghost stories here. That is hilarious. The kid's head is floating, and it's not really appropriate to be on his body. You would basically want to regenerate this image. What I could do is go back into the BuildBiz platform. It's actually done. Let's take a look.
Thinking about selling or buying in Metro Detroit but worried it might be slow or overwhelming? Meet the Harvest Homes Realty Team, your local guide to moving forward with confidence. We break it down step by step, show you what's really happening in the market, and give an honest value for your home with zero surprises. If you're buying, we'll find homes that truly fit your life, not just today's list, and we never use pushy tactics. Click to request your free home value report or start exploring listings and connect with our friendly team. Real estate doesn't have to be complicated. Click below and let's take the next step together today.
That is much better. Now, it did have a problematic image in there. I think they were trying to show a family scene, but they ended up with the property brothers and a mom and a kid. You would basically just say, let's regenerate this image. If I'm trying to show a family, we don't want to have both brothers in the same scene. That's one of those AI things where it doesn't really understand from a term of family dynamics. They were trying to do a family sitting on a front porch, but it didn't quite work out because it's just one of those AI errors. You just tell it to regenerate and it's going to knock that out. Other than that, the only thing that caught my attention as being somewhat problematic is depending on your target audience, you might want to add some variety, especially if you're selling to a more diverse group. I would mix and match it a little bit. You know your target audience. I would put in the images that mix and represents my demographics for my audience. Oh, come on. It doesn't take that long to generate an image. Let's go into, there's a lot of tools in here for creating videos and text and images. I can go in here, drop in my story and the script I just did, excuse me, and tell it to give me some image ideas. So now it's going to generate more. To give you an example, I did this website, Empire Board. This is their version of BuildBiz.ai. I created this for them. And it basically is similar to BuildBiz. It has a little start here button. If you go in, it has videos on how to use the platform. Lynette reminded me that I have to update this video. Still haven't gotten a chance to do it. You can view the one I did 2 weeks ago, this same training. You can upload videos that you create. Most of them, as far as these, were played in the platform. So these are videos of some of the prominent apps that you could bring into your white label. I also have custom apps that I built for the Empire Board of Realtors. These are different apps. Some are apps like ChatGPT where you ask a question and it responds. Some are for building out, you do input and output apps. You can build chatbots, apps that you can put on any website. For example, if I go to this website, which is BillBiz, by the way, if you sign up for BillBiz, you do get a 7-day free trial, and then you get access to 60 plus AI apps. You get the 11 books that I've written specifically to help businesses grow. AI website creator, you can build your own websites, sales funnels in the platform. It's a manual process versus what we're doing in AppServer.ai. We just showed you the hyper realistic tool I'm working in now. I just showed you the AI video maker. So you can sign up. It is included. This chatbot is built in the platform and then put up here. I trained it on all of the sales and marketing things and I just dropped it there. This is buildbiz.ai in a nutshell. And again, free trial, $19.95 a month, super duper cheap. All right, and you get quite a few things in there. Friendly local real estate team in Metro Detroit. All right, we may want to get some new images. So we can get a 16 by 9, which is landscape. 9 by 16 would be vertical. It depends on your target. You just change the size. You give it a prompt, and it is going to show you this thing here. Actually, let's be more specific. That guides buyers and sellers. Step by keys in hand, close up, smiling, shiny keys. That's not terrible, but I don't like the fingers. Metro Detroit, smelling honest home valuations, kitchen. We can say black couple if you want to mix it up a little bit. You tell it what you want. The thing about AI is you have to be specific. You have to describe a picture in a way that it completely understands what it is you want it to build. Again, be specific. Don't beat around the bush. You don't have to worry about politically correct. And so let's download this one. I like this one because it's diverse. And you tell the AI did a good job. And by you telling the AI, it will know, okay, he liked that one. Let me give him next one similar in nature, that kind of thing. You're training it. A community focused real estate team in Detroit, Michigan. Morning light and welcome, Matt. All right, so that's fine. Let's see. Diverse. Let's see what it gives when we just type in the word diverse. Sometimes you get a good one, sometimes you don't. All right, I'll pause here, see if there's any questions while we are continuing on here. I'm going to wrap it up. It's hitting 8 o'clock. First time doorway, a young couple laughing under a blue front door as they hold a small house shaped keychain. Oh, wait. Let's try this one. There we go. If I could spell, it would be good. Actually, Grammarly is correcting my grammar. All right, let's see. Any questions in the chat? I'm going to go ahead and finish up this video. Oh, that's a nice one. I like that one. That one came out very well. You want to sell homes to everybody. You want to make your images diverse. Let me go back here. Meet the Harvest Home Family. Like your local team, you actually had a photo of everybody. Yeah, see, look at your images here. These are great. I should have just used some of those. All right. Our team, we're not going to be able to get everybody in, mainly because the pictures are kind of all over. I can't really get this photo here. So we're not going to be able to use the team. All right, where are we going with this? Well, I know what I could grab. Let's try something simple. We've got a logo. I was gonna just grab your information. Let's see, sellers, buyers, get pre-approved. I like that image. Down payment assistance, blog, owner, manager, senior agent, broker. Sure, why not? We'll just do it this way. The rest of the team just have to be mad. The rest of the team will just have to be mad. All right. Let's go ahead and upload this image here. Actually, we want to get all these images up there. I'm going to use that one for this one, meet the team. And then we'll break it down step by what's really on the market. If you're buying, we'll find homes that truly fit like that. Real estate doesn't have to complicate below to take the next step. This one is boring, so let's replace it with one that's a little more interesting. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I like that one. Makes me feel happy. People are buying, right? Click to request our home value. If you're buying, you'll find homes that truly fit. Yep, let's replace this one. We'll drop in our happy couple. Now we have a few images that make a little bit more sense. We break it down step by step and think about selling. We break it down step by step and give you honest value with zero surprises. That's a good one. We need an image for that last one, and then I'm done with that part of it. All right, so on tablet. Oh, yeah, there we go. Valuation agent, hold of a tablet, showing clean. Perfect. This is the one we need right here. All right, let's see what we get. We flipped the coin. We didn't give it specifics on what the agent looks like. See if it actually delivers something we can use, right? All right, so we have all of that running. Oh, that's not terrible. It definitely fits what we want. We wanted something that shows value and happy couple or family. I don't want to be judgmental. Let's go back here now. Let's upload that. I think I like this one. Much better than this super bad photo here. We're trying to make good video. And there we go. This is exactly, because now you want the picture to reflect what you were talking about. We break it step by step, show you what you're getting, all that kind of good stuff. And so we can use this. This is not terrible. This is pretty good. I did have, this one is not terrible as far as image goes, but I think I had one that was a little better. Let me just bring this one down. And I promise this is the last thing I'm doing. I'm trying to show you guys how to do this. And I am taking a little bit of extra time for whatever reason. What was the house? What was who was it that was, oh, Empire. That's right. Pictures. I was doing some pictures for Empire. This is Marvetta. She is the president of Empire Board of Realtists. I can't find the image that I need. Well, we're not going to be able to find it, so we're going to go with what we have. The reason why I can't find it is I have too many places where it could possibly be, and we're just going to leave it alone for now. Man, woman. It was essentially a man and a woman. These are not the ones I wanted. Cancel. All right, so these are good for now. And we'll generate this one and we'll call it a day. I'm going to regenerate that one and we should have what we need. All right, so again, 60 plus apps. You can see all of the different ones. Just like an iPhone, you can move the apps around, kind of figure out where you want them to be. If you want to put them up at the top here for your favorites, like you have on the bottom of your phone, you can hit the plus button to see all of the different apps and what they do. What's nice is some of them have videos and you can see a description of the apps. Very easy to move around in here. You can hit the search button to find a particular app, like our EO website and funnel builder. This entire website was built in this product. So you can build really nice websites. This is the one I built for my wife. She has a Sister Locks business. You can build powerful websites very quickly in here. Just showing you around quickly while we're waiting. Let's go back. I can't remember if I even showed. Yes, I did. I did. So this is where we would want to fix some of these images. We have this image here, and we would want to tell it under the proudly serving Metro, this area. We would want to replace the headless person image. You would give it a prompt that says, replace this image, and you would upload the one that you wanted to replace. Replace the image in the, and I'm gonna give it the name of the section that I want to do it in with the attached image. That is hilarious. Okay, did I download? Which one do I want to replace it with? I like that one or this one. Either one could go. Then you can give it more information about what you want it to do and get more detailed, but I'm going to see if we can get away with a very simple prompt. If it doesn't do what you want it to do, you can roll it back. You can also get really drill down in there. Let's see. Oh, what is the file path? I didn't even see this question. That's what I meant by it asking questions. If you tell it to do something and it doesn't quite understand, it'll ask you questions. I would say this is going to fall under they probably won't work because it's confused about what image I wanted to replace with what image that I'm uploading. So let's see what happens. Any questions from everybody online? Happy to answer questions for you. Let me give you those links one last time for anybody who jumped on late. I have the link here for BillBiz. I have a link for my calendar, email. AppServer.ai is the app builder that we're using to build all this stuff out. And VoiceIn is the little Chrome extension that makes life a little easier. You just speak to the AI If you're not on your phone, you can speak to Chrome. It's telling you what it's doing. One of the reasons why I was making that video is we can drop that video right here above these two call to actions, and you'll see what that looks like in just a second. Hey, perfecto. Headless buyer is gone. I'm easily amused. So our video should be finished and we can upload it to our website. And we're done. Obviously, even with all my edumacating, we could have got this done much faster if we were just building, building, building.
Thinking about selling or buying in Metro Detroit but worried it might be slow or overwhelming? Meet the Harvest Homes Realty team, your local guide to moving forward with confidence. We break it down step by step, show you what's really happening in the market, and give an honest value for your home with zero surprises. If you're buying, we'll find homes that truly fit your life, not just today's list, and we never use pushy tactics. Click to request your free home value.
You can buy a domain here, you can buy websites or build websites, sales funnels, everything all in one platform. I am going to bring this video down and then I should be able to upload it. Can you send me that video? Sure thing, I will do just that. Give me 1 second here. I lost my screen. There we go. Let me do two things. I wanted to do very specifically, I wanted to add that video above the two call to action buttons. I could tell it precisely what I wanted to do. I skipped a step, my fault. All right, so before you try to add the video, you need to actually upload it. My recommendation is you upload it to either YouTube, Vimeo, or Wistia. And there's like 10 different reasons why, but the simplest is when you upload it, it gives you a player that they've spent millions of dollars building. And what's great about that is it is going to be extremely responsive to whatever device the person has. It just makes it a lot easier. I'm going to grab this and bring it up here. So I'm going to throw it into YouTube first. And I'm going to say home real estate. You can be more graphic perspective and put in photos and playlists, all that fun stuff. Definitely want to say no, it's not for kids. That's the most important thing. You can add tags. I'm not going to give you a demo on how to put together your website. All right, no checks, no music, no issue. Make it unlisted. Hit save, and we're going to grab it. Now I've got the link. All you need is the link, and that's good enough. All right, let's build this puppy out. I want you to embed this video above the call to action buttons in the hero section. Period. Make sure the video is responsive and restrict related videos from playing. Here is the video link. Now, this section at the top here is called a hero. These buttons are call to action, and I'm telling it to kind of squeeze it right in between there. If I wanted to be even more precise, I would tell it the names of the buttons and how I wanted to move it down, how much padding do I want above and below the video, etc., etc., etc. So you can be even more precise so you get exactly what you want with one prompt. But I'm lazy and I'm in a hurry to get this done. I'll pause. Oh, you asked for the video. Let me also give you the video. Downloads, video. Perfect. I'm going to drop it into the chat for you. Feel free to go ahead and grab it. When you're done, there's lots of things you can do. I'm going to publish this and give it to you, but I'm also going to put it asleep. Hey, Fred. I see you booked an appointment. Yeah, wonderful. I'm also going to put this to sleep so that it goes to sleep after we're done here. Yes, I just got the invite. Technology, it's wonderful. Lynette, go ahead and also drop something on my calendar if you're still here. Let's talk about our AI at the movies. Team, I'm working with Lynette. We're going to have an event called AI at the movies. Just what it sounds like. We're going to train you on AI. We're going to rent out a movie theater.
Thinking about selling or buying in Metro Detroit but worried it might be slow or overwhelming? Meet the Harvest Homes Realty Team, your local guide to moving forward with confidence. We break it down step by step, show you what's really happening in the market, and give an honest value for your home with zero surprises. If you're buying, we'll find homes that truly fit your life, not just today's list, and we never use pushy tactics. Click to request your free home value report or start exploring listings and connect with our friendly team now. Real estate doesn't have to be complicated. Click below and let's take the next step together today.
Absolutely fantastic. I love it. And again, you can play it on landscape, desktop. You can play it on mobile. Most people will be looking at your website in mobile, so you apps positively want to make sure it looks great in mobile. And this is pretty decent for less than an hour. That's the concept. You can build out this page, you can build out your business, you can build out really great apps. You can do a lot with AI in a very short period. Is this website done? By no means, absolutely not. There's a lot we need to fix on it. And yes, it will cost a couple of $100s to build this out. If you have our team build it out, we build out websites. Average is anywhere just a little under $1,000 to build a website, in case you were curious. We can talk about specifics for your website and build out exactly what you want and need. But I think you guys get the idea. You can do it yourself with AI. We can do it with you. And then we have a done for you model where we just build the whole thing for you. And we have tons and tons of websites and apps that we've built. And I don't have any more time because it's already 20 minutes after, but I'm hopeful everybody had some fun tonight. We saw a little bit of fun things that we can do. All right. Please, please, please. Very nice. Can we make it where it shows an intro and outro YouTube video as well? Intro and outro. I'm not sure what you mean, Lynette. Let's talk when you schedule a meeting. We'll figure it out. All right, everyone. It's been a long couple of the week, a long week for me, and it's just Tuesday for you guys. I am going to go get some much needed rest, and I hope you had a good evening. I will talk to you guys later. We will keep building together. Come back and see me. Sign up for BuildBiz.ai. Every Tuesday at noon, I have training. If you go in there under the AI Lunch and Learn, every Tuesday at noon, I have training. Thursday at noon, I have training. We've got lots of videos that are in there as well. All right. Talk to you later. Bye bye.